It knows what scares you.
Season 3, Episode 13 of Are You Afraid of the Dark? The Tale of the Dangerous Soup. Starring, that's right, Neve Campbell herself. Released in April 16th, 1994. Neve Campbell would have been 19 years old, which is one of the rare times that they don't have 12-year-olds or teenagers. They actually have adults in this story, and this is an adult story. Now, of course, Neve Campbell was Sydney in the Scream movies. And Julia Salinger in 142 episodes of Party of Five. A series I have seen, not that I saw it when it first aired. One of my teachers in high school was obsessed with the series. I guess she grew up watching it. And would actually show us episodes of Party of Five during history class. So maybe it's the fact that I was watching a TV show in school rather than learning. But I do remember really liking Party of Five. And this is a story told by Frank, though I think it would have been better suited for Betty Ann. She does the scarier stories, and this one is scary. It starts with the Midnight Society meeting in this clearing, where each cast member is discussing what they're scared of. Gary is afraid of heights. Kiki is afraid of dogs because she was bitten by one as a small kid. And Sam is afraid of birds. Maybe she saw the movie The Birds by Alfred Hitchcock. It scared her. And Betty Ann is scared of the attic. And this is an intro to the actual episode that deals with fear in a restaurant that uses your fear to make the most delicious soup. Frank throws dust on the campfire and then starts the story. And we start with a scary opening. There's no slow build up to this one. A guy named Paul is led into a dark room and there's these huge fans that are oscillating around him. He's then locked into a chair and a gargoyle statue comes out of the wall. And we see that Paul's fear is snakes. Well, really, isn't that everyone's fear of snakes? Who isn't scared of snakes? I know there's some people that own them, but it seems like as soon as they start getting bitten by the snake a lot, they become afraid of snakes because these things are very hard to tame. And as this snake is crawling up Paul's leg, his fear is coming off of him, and we see that it's coming into this soup that's going to be served at a restaurant. This restaurant's called the Wild Boar, and looking like something out of Goosebumps, of course the soup is green pea soup that has a mysterious vapor coming up from it, looking like if you even tried to touch it, it would burn your tongue off. But people are lining up around the block for this amazing soup. Where are they getting these ingredients from? Well, they're getting it from people's fear. So you really get two parts of this episode. Part where they put people into this room and have them see visions of things that scare them, that then causes fear to drop and make this soup. And then the parts where we see the people that work in this restaurant. Neve Campbell plays the character Nainoni Walker, who's the hostess of this restaurant, and takes people to their table. And we see that the restaurant is owned and operated by Dr. Vink, who we've seen many times in this series. He plays all sorts of characters. He was in the very first episode, The Tale of the Phantom Cab, The Tale of Laughing in the Dark, The Tale of Midnight Madness. It's a character they keep using in this series, but every time he plays someone different. So in the first episode, Tale of Phantom Cab, he's this mysterious man living out in the woods in this little hobbit house. In this episode, he's running a restaurant. So I'm not sure if we're supposed to think that this character, Dr. Fink, takes on many different forms, or if they just love the actor Aaron Taggart and wanted to keep using him in more and more episodes. He's not always the bad guy, but he usually is quite mischievous. Here, he is the actual bad guy, since he is capturing people and making them scared to make this delicious fear soup. We get introduced to some other characters like Reed and Jersey, who begin working at this restaurant. Miss Neve Campbell herself has been working at this restaurant for a while and notices that people keep leaving. Well, they keep leaving because they start working at the restaurant. Then Dr. Vink locks them in this room, scares them, and they end up quitting. She's going to put an end to this. Reed wants to prove that he's not scared of anything, so he actually volunteers to go into this fear room with Dr. Fink. And we're told that the stronger someone's fear is, the stronger and better tasting the soup is. So if you can last in that room longer, if you can resist more, and if we can get more scares out of you, better the soup. And it can't be understated how effective these scenes are. As much as this is a low-budget series, they just nailed it with this aesthetic of this room, with the fans and the gargoyle coming at him. The gargoyle is the one that actually is getting the fear out of him, and later in the episode he accidentally gets let out of this room where Dr. Fink has him captured, and they have to go fight the gargoyle. Dr. Fink gives us a backstory about this gargoyle, and says that members of a tribe, long, long ago, would drink the fear elixir, and that helped them gain strength and powers. So not only does this soup taste really good, it's kind of like creatine, gives you like muscles. We do see a terrible special effect once they open this door and the gargoyle flies out. I mean, look at this thing. Even series creator and writer of this episode DJ McHale noted that this was a particularly bad special effect. What happened here? It'd be better if they just put this thing on a string and drags it across the ceiling, Ed Wood style. It's good to see an older cast. Both Neve Campbell and Reed are at a high school and actually holding real jobs. Since if they casted a 12-year-old, what type of job could a 12-year-old really have? A busboy? Even that, you have to be like 15 or 16. Which is why most of the kids in these episodes don't have jobs. They're too young. And I love this episode. This was one I saw about 15 years ago. Just something I stumbled upon. Someone might have posted on YouTube. Before, of course, they really started heavily enforcing the copyright system. And I absolutely loved it. It's not dated at all. The idea is great. Not only that there's a fierce soup, but that the way they do it is so well thought out and complicated. The things this gargoyle does to people is create illusions. So the things that's happening in this room is not real. So it can't kill them. I guess you could die of fear. But it's creating illusions. It's reading your mind. It's saying you're scared of snakes. I'm going to show you snakes. One of the characters has a zombie come after him. That was one of his relatives that died. And then we see them battle the gargoyle at the end. And it leaves off on a creepy cliffhanger. Dr. Vink is able to get this gargoyle back into the room after chasing it around. And is going to continue using it for his fear soup. So they weren't able to completely stop him, but maybe they'll try again. Fear soup too. So this episode is getting the first 10 out of 10. I want to give it a 9 out of 10, but I don't think about it. You got Neve Campbell, who's awesome. Dr. Vink in his best role yet, where he really gets to play the antagonist. Some restaurant scenes, and a gargoyle that gets fear out of you. It's one of the highest rated episodes, and it deserves it. I love it. It's my favorite one so far. But I haven't seen every episode yet, so I can't say it's going to be number 1. It'll be in the top 10 though. Come on. Check out Dangerous Soup, which you can stream on Paramount Plus. Yes, they really are making a go for it. They got the UFC, Are You Afraid of the Dark? At this point, you can subscribe to Paramount Plus, Netflix, and Hulu. I might as well be paying for a cable subscription. And some fun facts about this episode. Customers were charged $100 per bowl of soup, which is quite expensive for just a bowl of soup, but it gives you superpowers, so I think it's worth it. And that's equivalent to around $178 in today's money. Well, in 2023. It's 2026 now. And according to DJ McHale, who wrote this episode under Chloe Brown, still have no idea why he used a pen name. Sometimes he uses his real name, sometimes he uses Chloe Brown. Make it look like there's more chicks writing episodes. The gargoyle used in this episode was just a lawn ornament. And he kept it, but eventually it got stolen after he put it on his front lawn. Did some fan of this episode steal his lawn ornament? That's bad. Gargoyle doesn't really move, but the way that they have come out from behind the wall and scoot out with a bunch of smoke behind it, it really does a good job of conveying the fact that this thing seems alive, despite the fact that, well, it's a lawn ornament. And DJ McHale is nominated for a Gemini Award for Best Direction in a dramatic or comedy series for this episode. And of course, the soup was just pea soup. And as I mentioned earlier, he thinks the effect looks bad, and it still does. The only demerit of this episode, but it's still getting a 10 out of 10. Maybe I can give it a 9.9, but nah, we do whole numbers here. At TV Anthology Reviews, in the next episode we're going to cover on our journey to review every single Are You Afraid of the Dark is the first episode of Season 4, The Tale of the Renegade Virus, where they attempt to do a early virtual reality game, but just like Tale of the Pinball Wizard, special effects are rudimentary, and I actually expected to see more computer graphics in this one. It's really just a kid running around a school, but it's still pretty good. And check out our playlist for the other series that we're covering. We're currently doing Black Mirror, Mystery Science Theater 3000, Are You Afraid of the Dark, and The Twilight Zone, and we just finished Cowboy Bebop, Monsters, Fear Itself, Pet Shop of Horrors, Tales from the Dark Side. Thanks a lot.